Hey everybody, and welcome to another devlog video showing off our new and upcoming game Norse. First of all, thank you so much to everyone who watched our first introduction video. So Ulrich, we are making a game.
We are making a game.
It's just been an amazing response, and it really feels good to have this stuff out in the open and to be able to share the progress we're making on the game. Now, we wanted to follow up that first video with a new video that kind of dives into what this game really is about. If you've watched the first video, you know that it's an action RPG, and that's pretty much it, right? And one of the best ways that we can tell you or show you where we are right now and what the game is like to play is to dive into the game loop of the game, how it is to actually play, how we envision the regular gameplay session to go. So in this video, we're gonna talk about the game loop. Roll that intro. Okay, that's enough of that. So I'm just gonna do a bit of screen recording here and then try to narrate what you're seeing on screen. And everything obviously you're seeing is very early, so please keep that in mind. The scene you're seeing right now is sort of a village scene, and this is the first step of our two-part game loop. You're going to be spending some time in this village. This is the place where the story progresses. This is where you're gonna get your quests. You're gonna have multiple characters from your clans in here. Each of them have their own buildings that you can upgrade. You buy things. This is essentially your safe place, right? And as you can see, we've already sort of made the basic groundwork of the village here. We have sort of some roads and we have some dressing on this scene, and it's sort of this nice, really quaint place. We already have some music in place here from our composer Mikkel, and it's really it still has some work to go, but it's taking shape, and it's a nice place. This is the first part of the game loop. You're going to spend some time here. This is where you start most of your game sessions. Now, when you exit the village, you're going to go into an area. Now, we will probably end up having some sort of map here where you can choose different areas, but for now there's just one area. We're calling it Darkwood. And in Darkwood, it's sort of a dungeon-like system, if you will. We are randomizing the levels here. I'm gonna do a video specifically about that at some point. But here we have our little character, our little guy here. And he is going to be fighting some monsters and adventuring in Darkwood, level 1 right now. And again, I'll probably also do a video about controls, because we've tried so many different controls before ending up where we are now. But it's pretty simple. We're just basically swiping around the screen, and if we want to attack something, we just tap the screen. And ooh, that's nice. We actually already unlocked the gate to the next level. That's cool. And as you're sort of going around in this little forest here, you're gonna encounter different types of monsters. You're gonna have a bunch of resources and things to smash up, and it's all pretty fun and quite lightweight. You're sort of swiping around, and you have all these little engagements with different kinds of creatures. Now, another move that you can do is a swipe attack, which essentially has your character charging against the enemy. And you just swipe the screen and you have this little charge, which is really nice. And much of the game is going to be played in these areas, in these dungeons, where you're swiping around, you're fighting monsters, you're gathering resources and solving quests. Now, you might have noticed there's a little bar here in the bottom. There's also a couple of buttons here. The bar is your... Now, this bar is your energy. And the idea is that every day you have a certain amount of energy and you use it to fight monsters and go explore and solve quests and do all these things that we do out here in the adventuring part of the game loop. And as I use my energy, we're slowly getting closer to the point where I need to go back to the village and sleep. There's a couple of ways that we can go back to the village. First of all, there's the shortcut, which is you tap this little home button and you return to the village. Now, returning to the village is gonna use up all of your remaining energy. So that basically means if you use this option, you are not going to be doing anything else that day. You will be drained of all your energy. Now, another way that you can go back to the village is by completing the current level that you're in, the current area. And we've already unlocked the next area here. And if we go through these pillars, we actually go back to the village. And as we go back to the village, all the loot and all the things that we've gathered, they're added to our inventory here and can now be used in the village to upgrade or complete quests for people. That is the core of the game loop. You're going to start out in this quaint little village, and then you're gonna go adventuring. As you slowly progress through the areas, things are going to get more difficult. You're going to unlock new areas, and there's gonna be quests and storyline events that's gonna push you into new regions. Now, if you run out of energy, what's essentially going to happen is the same if you lose all your hearts. You will be sent back home to the village. You will be found by a villager maybe, and you will lose all the stuff that you got on that run. Let's just see if we can make that happen. There we go. I ran out of energy, and now I have some strange dreams. And then I wake up in the village again. I'm gonna be sharing more about the village as we progress in the village. I'm going to be sharing more about these levels, these regions, particularly the Dark Woods, which is what we're working on right now. But that is the game loop. You're going to be in the village, and you're going to progress the storyline. You're going to upgrade buildings and get quests. That's where you return every day when you're out of energy. And you're going to be out adventuring, progressing through different areas and slowly unlocking new regions with new challenges. Now, I hope that this little video here gave you some more insights into what type of game we're making and what the core game loop looks like. We're going to be sharing a lot more details, and if you have any questions, we just unlocked the next area. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that you're seeing here, please post them in the comments. Unlocked. Oh, and talking about unlocking, we actually have our very first top supporter pledge from Michael Edlund. So a big shout out to Michael. Thank you for helping us make this game. If you want to support the project as well, you can head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/northplay. It's been really fun this past week just adding content there. We're going to be adding a lot more in the future as well. As a patron, you get access to a bunch of behind the scenes stuff. And if you pledge $10 or more, you even get access to the upcoming iOS beta of Norse, and you can really help us build this game with your feedback. So be sure to head over to Patreon and check out everything we got going on over there. It's really hard to play and talk at the same time. That's it for me. See you guys in the next video.